Updated June 22, 2018, 11 hours 38 minutes and 49 seconds. After 19 years of contests labeled as Interstate Challenges, Women's Rugby League has finally been granted State of Origin status. Key points. The Women's State of Origin match will be played tonight. The Women's NRL premiership will debut later this year. Players hope they will soon be able to make a full-time career out of rugby league. Teams representing Queensland and New South Wales first played each other back in 1999, but when they meet again in Sydney tonight, it will finally be under the State of Origin banner. It is a huge boost for the women's game, and will serve as the prelude to the launch of the Women's NRL later in the year. Longtime New South Wales captain Ruan Sims has fought long and hard for equal recognition with the men, and what she says will be a landmark for her sport. "It's so exciting, and I know all of the girls that have played in the past, and the current players. They all play the game like it's Origin, and it always has been Origin for us," Sims said. But to have the accolade of that title being applied to the game is a massive step forward for us, because it gives young girls watching the game something to aspire to. The first woman to earn a professional contract in Australia, Sims has Fijian heritage, while in the Queensland ranks, Amelia Cook is one of the players flying the flag for Papua New Guinea. It's history in the making. "I think with everything happening in women's footy right now, it couldn't have come at a better time," Cook said. "With the NRL comp taking off at the end of the year, and with the Jillaroos winning the World Cup last year, I think it's set a really good platform. It's a big stepping stone, and the future's looking really bright for the game." The language has changed as well as the kudos of Origin. Tonight's game at North Sydney Oval will get unprecedented live television coverage. "We're on free-to-air TV in a prime time slot, and that is incredible," Sims said. "I'm just so glad that we can be a part of it, that it's happening during my playing career, because I never thought I would see it in Origin." Loving PNG, Cook expects more and more rugby league fans to jump on board with the women's game. After playing in the World Cup for the PNG Orchids, more of them know who I am now, and they'll have more of a reason to tune into State of Origin and have a look, she said. "They're becoming more aware of the women's game, and women's rugby in general over there in PNG," and Sims, who has been at the forefront of the battle for Origin recognition, says the changes she is witnessing are not just cosmetic. "The biggest thing that I love about this is that the language has changed around it, and we're actually becoming part of the rugby league landscape," she said. "That shows that people are actually interested in our game, they're watching it, they love the way it's being played and the passion that we play with, and continued support from the NRL and the state bodies will ensure that it's a sustainable product." Rugby could become a full-time career with the Women's NRL competition to debut later in the year. Cook says she thinks the day when a woman can make a full-time career out of rugby league is very close. "We're not too far off actually. Girls are getting signed off with NRL teams coming in and giving out contracts," she said. "We thought an NRL comp was a few years away, but to get to the point where women are getting paid full-time is just around the corner, and as early as next year I reckon." But amid all the excitement, there's also disappointment for Sims, who after all her hard work as a campaigner for equality in women's sport, will miss out on the historic first Origin match after breaking her hand. "It is disappointing, but I'm confident the team can do the job, and I'll still be there watching on from the sidelines, being part of history," she said. "If only it was the first of a 3-match Origin series, I'd definitely be right for games 2 and 3, so maybe that will be my next pet project. For this year at least, the Women's State of Origin will be a one-off contest, with New South Wales perhaps the marginal favourites after winning the Interstate Challenge for the last 2 years, but only after Queensland dominated for the first 17 years, going undefeated from 1999 to 2015. Topics: Rugby League, State of Origin, Women, Sport, Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, Sydney 2000, Pacific, Fiji, Papua New Guinea. First posted June 22, 2018, 10 hours 33 minutes and 44 seconds.